Yo, what's up guys? Ninja Nick 333 back with the top 4 of the Kirwan's Game Store Celestial Storm Quarter 1 League Cup. Uh, it's all Buzz Shrine from here on out, guys. We have on the left, we have my boy Nick Moffitt playing Buzz Weavile Shrine. We got my boy Marcus Guy on the right playing Buzz Garb Shrine. Marcus is favored because he has Garb. Nick is unfavored because he has Weavile. Although I do have faith that that Nick does have the ability to win. He is a smart player. Looks like both players mulligan. So that's that. It's a really rough matchup because the Weavile doesn't have as much damage output as it does against a deck, say, like Rayquaza, where they just have all abilities. In this matchup, the only Pokemon that have abilities are the Magcargo, Oranguru, and Diancie. So if Marcus just skips out on one of those cards, they're only doing 100, and Moffitt can't knock out anything with the Weavile that's weak to fighting. So looks like we see another mulligan. Marcus actually gets a Pokemon. So Marcus is going to get a free card because Nick just doesn't know how to draw Pokemon. Poor Nick. What are you going to do? Kind of curious as to who Chris is playing. Oh, Chris is playing the Zoroark Lycanroc Weavile that I lost to in round 5. He made top 4, it looks like. So, anyway. Chris is going to beat that thing senseless in like 5 minutes. So, as I said, all Buzz Shrine from here on out. We see a turn 1 Lily. We see, well, Acrobike into turn 1 Lily. Only drawn like 3 cards. Not too good for Nick. He does get a unit energy down on his Buzzwole, which also is bad because that is the only way to attack with Weavile. So he would have preferred basic fighting. But that's fine. Still an energy, so he can attack next turn into this Oranguru that's fighting weak. If he gets a beast energy, we'll blow that thing away. So Marcus starts. Oranguru is the worst starter he can have in this matchup because it is the only fighting weak thing that Marcus has. So that does give Nick actually a pretty huge advantage if he can't move that this turn. Marcus is just gonna he's gonna Nest Ball for a Trubbish. He sees that Nick already played 2 items. So once he hits 4 items in the discard pile, it's easy one-shots on Buzzwoles. If there's 3 items in the discard pile, he can Kukui in one shot. So it puts that's like the best thing that Marcus can do right now is do that. He only gets a Rainbow Energy. He puts down 2 Choice Bands and a Shrine of Punishments, which are all dead cards in this matchup. But it looks like Moffitt did get the Beast Energy. He Guzmas that Trubbish active, and then benches the Sneasel after that, so that the Sneasel doesn't become active, so you bench it afterwards. And the Buzzwole is actually going to take a one-shot knockout because of the Rainbow Energy damage on this Trubbish, so that's actually pretty huge. That's exactly the type of plays that Nick needs to pull off in order to win, especially now that that forces the Oranguru to come back active. And if Marcus can't move it, it's going to get one shot by that Buzzwole. And the Buzzwole is 1 energy attachment away from Swing Around as well. So that's really good. It looks like Marcus just Guzmas as well. And he just, Nick Moffitt just retreats and knocks the Oranguru out. And that's the game. So Nick is already up 1 game. And he's screaming it off to everybody. He's like, yo, I just won game 1. I'm powerful. My boy Alan back there is like, oh yeah, you got this. Or no, you don't, because you're going to lose the next 2 rounds. Something like that. I don't know. I'm just kind of making an assumption. Marcus, though, you see that smile on his face. He's like, yo, I got this. Don't worry about it. It's like, I'm powerful. Nobody can stop me. I'm Marcus Guy. Just going to plow through the competition here. He's like, I am the competition. I don't know what they're talking about with the judge there. They're just joking around or whatever. Alright, so let's see if anybody starts any Pokemon. Or are they going to get a bunch of... That's the thing, too, is Marcus even got a mulligan, and that didn't help him. He still lost in 3 turns. It's just unfortunately. Alright, so... Let's see. Marcus starts with a active Pokemon. We are wondering what Moffitt is going to start with. What are you going to do, Nick? What are you going to do? That Pokemon? You already took your hand off it. You decided. Puts out his prizes, shakes hands, and now it's the exact opposite situation now. Now, Marcus started with the Oranguru last game, but Moffitt starts with the Sneasel this game. That is fighting weak. So it could easily turn into the opposite situation now. That's actually pretty huge. Although if Marcus does decide to attach an energy during this turn, Nick could actually use the Sneasel's attack to knock it off. So that would actually be pretty funny. I think if I were Marcus, I would still bait the attack anyway. Just because that makes sure that the Sneasel's going to stay active and die. Like, I would bait that. I would bait this whatever attack it is, sneaky something, whatever, to discard the energy. I would, like, attach an energy onto my bench. Like, I would get another Buzzwole on my bench and attach a basic fighting to that. But it is better to get the Slugma first. If he has a way to search another Pokemon, I would get the Buzzwole. I wouldn't get the Oranguru yet. He has too many cards in his hand, first of all. And then that's the 3 items, and you have a Sneasel in front of you. So you want to take care of that before you start benching your 3 abilities. So he does not attach an energy, because he knows what that Sneasel does. And he passes. It's probably better to not attach an energy anyway. I just like, I like baiting out bad plays. So it looks like Moffitt does not have a good expression on his face. He's nest balling. He probably has a dead hand with that expression. Kind of curious as to what he's going to get here. He goes for the Slugma as well. Okay. So with the Slugma, he can stack his deck and stuff, right? Just like Marcus can. But he needs to really get some other Pokemon into play besides that. Because if this Sneasel goes down, that Slugma's going to have to become active. And I don't know if it's even worth setting it up if that's the one that's going to end up going active. So you got to have something else in your hand that's going to do something, right? He puts on a Shrine, and he pass? He's considering passing. Yeah, he's going to pass. I don't know how I like that. I think I would have just gone for a Buzzwole or something. Like, I understand you want to use Macargo, but I think that you just have to have literally any other Pokemon go active and do some damage while you're trying to set up. Like, Marcus has just got free reign to set up now. And he's got to apply some pressure. But I guess if he does do the Macargo, maybe he can, like, do some Guzma play after getting a bench Pokemon or something. I don't know. I don't know what Nick's thinking. I don't know what's in his hand. I think it's a pretty sad situation for him either way. So looks like maybe an Ultra Ball coming out for Marcus, getting that Macargo, or maybe he just had it. I don't know. Looks like probably an Ultra Ball. He discarded Shrine and Guzma. I didn't pay attention. He smoothed over, and he just takes the knockout with the Buzzwole. Just puts that card right on top of his deck, so he's going to draw that exact card this next turn. Moffitt, I did see that he had the Macargo in his hand, so that's pretty good. Looks like he has a Diancie now. So he's going to smooth over, grab whatever that card is that he just threw down. And that's going to be his top card now. He better have Acrobike. I think he has Acrobike, right? I think he's got to have Acrobike. Because he's going to want to draw into whatever that is. Yeah. So he's going to discard the Slugma in order to Kukui. What did he put on top? He didn't want to put Kukui on top, right? I don't know. This just seems really suboptimal. But then again, I don't know what he can do in this situation. Hmm. Well, either way, goes on to Marcus's turn. He gets out of Trubbish. Definitely wants that Trubbish in play. I think Nick has played items. I know he played at least the Acrobike. You want that Trubbish in play so you can get the Trashalanche out later. Trashalanche is very powerful in this matchup. Just such an easy way to take one-shot knockouts. The Buzzwole has a lot harder of a time trading knockouts with each other. So that is what you want to do. I know that they do have a spicy hot tech now of Oricorio that they've put in the deck, since now it seems to be just Garbodor versions with rainbow energies. If they rainbow energy their Buzzwole, it goes down to 120 HP, and then the Oricorio hits for 60, and then they can only hit it for 10, unless they have damage modifiers extra. But even still, it's like you can two-shot it at best with like a bunch of with your Beast Energy, Diancie. You're still only two-shotting it, and then they two-shot you back. And if you don't have those damage modifiers, it's like a three-shot. If you only have one of the two damage modifiers, it's a three-shot. If you don't have any damage modifiers, it's a 9-shot. So Oricorio is actually really good for the mirror. Plus, it also two-shots the Garb, and if you haven't played enough items, it's not Psychic weak, it's Lightning weak. So Oricorio is actually super good in this deck for the mirror. For the same reason why it was good in the Buzz GX deck for the mirror. Because even still, if you do hit Buzz GX, you can Choice Band it and hit him for 120. You always have that Shrine in play, so it's not hard to attack with it. So it looks like Moffitt Nest Balls, and get I think for the Oranguru, and then he gets Diancie down, which he had in his hand already. He's putting Choice Bands down. Unlike what Alan did a few rounds ago, Nick knows to put them on his Pokemon that aren't going to be attacking, or at least not attacking anytime soon. So, as opposed to putting it on something like the Macargo, where it's just going to die active, or the Buzzwole, where that's a target because it's an attacker. It's like the Diancie isn't really much of a like a Lysander Guzma target right now, because maybe on the Sledgehammer turn it will be, but so it looks like Guzma comes out and he's going to do this 50 to the Macargo. He does want to get the Macargo out of there. He wants to make sure Marcus can't draw good cards. Unfortunately, Marcus drew whatever card he wanted this turn because he already smoothed over to the top on the previous turn. He gets the Garb in play. Looks like we're going to see another smooth over. Didn't really see what he got, but he's going to put something on the top of his deck. Maybe a Rainbow Energy, make sure that Garb is powered up. Maybe a Kukui, so that then next turn he can draw that, smooth over whatever he wants. Or no, he already has the Kukui, so he's going to draw into whatever he just put there. So that's good. Looks like he got another Slugma. That's probably what he searched for. Or no, he searched for the switch. But he got a Slugma off of it too. So that's extra good. So now he's going to do a bunch. So yeah, because he Kukui'd and he has Diancie. So that's 70. Which is enough to two-shot. So if he has another Kukui next turn, busted. I guess watching the stream now, I'm learning how to play the deck. So maybe I should start playing it. I don't know. I don't like intricate decks. I just like straightforward stuff. Zara Garb, you literally just trade, and then you one-shot things with the Wombo combo, or with Trash Lunch. So that's pretty good that he discarded a Choice Band with the Acrobike, because it's pretty useless, and he probably went up to like the 4-item count already by playing the Acrobike. I don't know, maybe it was at 3. If it was at 3, I would have preferred to not discard the Choice Band, but I don't think we really have a choice. Ha ha ha, Choice Band. Didn't have a choice. Ha! No, he doesn't have a choice. I love puns, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry at all. I love puns. So, anyway, so he Cynthia's, gets a new hand, gets a Buzzwole with a fighting energy down. So that's good. So he's going to be able to do some things. If Marcus does do the Kukui thing next turn, knock this one out, that other Buzzwole is going to come up, and it's going to be able to Sledgehammer. Although, since there's already damage on that Buzzwole, I would want to Guzma Sledgehammer the Garb. So if that play is available to Nick, I would try it. The Garb is super threatening right now. I would like to get rid of the Macargo as well, but he does have another Slugma, so he'll just replace it with another one. But the Garb is the thing that does threaten to one-shot. Plus, Marcus is likely going to go up. He's going to be up by 2 prizes at this point. Plus, he's got 2 liabilities on the bench. He's got the Oranguru and he's got the Sneasel. That's really bad for Nick right now, because those are both fighting weak. And Marcus only has 2 abilities in play, because he doesn't even have the second Macargo yet. I think you hold the second Macargo until you really need it, just to make sure that you don't go up to 150 damage for the Weavile. But then again, Weavile is such an easy trade, you can literally just one-shot them because you have the Diancie in play, so it's like, there's so many little things to this matchup. Mirror matches always tend to be the most skill-intensive match. Like, I would be playing, like, when Malamar first came out, I was playing Psychic Malamar mirrors. Oh, man. That is, you play a game of chicken, because whoever goes up on prizes first loses. Because then they get Dawnwings GX'd. And then they take 4 prizes in a row. So, it's, like, weird. So, it looks like Marcus does get the Kukui, and he gets a Rainbow Energy for the Garb. So, again, Nick really needs to Guzma this turn. Like, 100% needs to Guzma this turn. He does have a Smooth Over available to him. And he has a hand that now has less than 3 cards, so he can go right into it. He's going to Ultra Ball, get that Sneasel. I'm not entirely sure how I like that. Smooths over, that is got to be a Guzma. If he doesn't already have Guzma in hand, that is Guzma. Because he's going to want to instruct into that, bring his Buzzwole up, bring that Garbodor up, Sledgehammer because they're at the 4 prizes. He's going to attach a second Fighting Energy and Guzma. So that's actually pretty good too, the second Fighting Energy. Because now he's going to knock that out, right? And then on the next turn, he can actually swing around to take a one-shot on a Buzzwole, potentially. So I think Marcus might want to promote the one that doesn't have any damage on it. Or actually, no. He wants to promote the one with damage on it, right? Because he's going to stay at 4 prize. He might not take a knockout. Unless he has Guzma. If he can Guzma and knock out a Sneasel or the Oranguru this turn, that's the play he wants to do. He wants to have a fighting energy for the non-damaged Buzzwole, and then he wants to Guzma to knock out the Sneasel, yeah, or the Oranguru. Or no, he can't knock out the Oranguru though. He doesn't do enough. So he'll knock out a Sneasel. Okay. So Sneasel's what he wants to knock out. That's what he's going for right now. I'm sure of it. Because then that takes him off the Sledgehammer, right? And then this Buzzwole is got 130 on it. So in order for Nick to swing around, he needs to flip 2 heads or get Beast Energy. And his hand is a little too big to smooth over and put the Beast Energy on top. It's also potentially possible that he prized the Beast Energy. You never know. I haven't seen it yet. Looks like Moffitt draws. Cynthia's. Okay, so it's pretty safe for Marcus. Marcus didn't get the play off that I wanted him to get off. So that's actually really good for Moffitt. So this Macargo is going to end up going down. And he did put another Macargo into play too. So actually, if he were to have had the Weavile, because he got the unit energy, if he was to have the Weavile, and then he could Guzma, he could knock out anything of his choice on Marcus's board. So I probably would have chose the fresh Buzzwole, maybe. I don't know. Double smooth over is really strong though. I don't know if I even would go for the Weavile. So right now, because he has the 3 in play, I think I would actually like not. I don't know. It's rough. I don't know. I don't know what I would do. I don't play with this deck. I should start practicing with it. I don't think it's going to be good for much longer. Somebody's going to find a way around it. There's a lot of Malamar decks doing good in Jersey. So I'm sure they're just pooping all over this. So he just takes the knockout on the Macargo. Now they're tied on prizes. So that actually is a Sledgehammer turn for Marcus now. So that actually puts Nick in a bad position. Because now this Buzzwole that has 2 energy on it is going to get sledged into the next dimension. And there's going to go all his energy. Especially since it forced him to take the knockout on the Macargo, which means there's 50 less damage potential in play for the Sneasel. So I think Marcus actually played it like that on purpose. I think he put that Macargo up as bait to die, knowing he wouldn't have the Guzma. Unless he, like, top-decked Guzma. Like, I think he, like, planned for it, so if he top-decked Guzma, it was good. But then if he didn't, he could let the Macargo die, and then benefit from it. So that's super smart. So, looks like Moffitt's doing his escape rope. We keep busting him for escape rope being a bad card, but he's like, yo, I won this many games because of it, and then I lost this many games because of it, and we're like, yo, that's the same number, just play Switch. Literally broke even on escape rope being better or worse for you. I don't know, escape rope's fine. It's like only good in certain situations. Like this one. Marcus puts up the Buzzwole with the damage on it. And now Nick can put the Weavile into play and knock it out. Because there's 100 damage worth of abilities in play. So there's the Ultra Ball, and there's the Weavile. So had Marcus put up the other Buzzwole, it wouldn't have been knocked out. And I think Nick would have probably put something different up. Maybe. I don't know. So looks like he Kukuis as well. Draw some cards. Beast Energy down on the Buzzwole. That's pretty strong. And then he's going to Evil Admonition for the knockout. So here we go. Marcus is going to promote his Buzzwole. He's going to have a one-shot on this. They're both no longer on Sledgehammer turns. So we're just going to have little tiny Buzzwole hits from now on, which is actually really good for Moffitt because of his Beast Energy. He's fine with that. But Marcus does get a second Trubbish into play. So those Garbodors are going to put in work soon, I'm sure. I don't really think I've seen a Rainbow Energy from Marcus this game. Maybe one. But I'm not really quite sure. I'm really expecting Marcus to turn this around at some point with a Garbodor. Because now Nick can no longer one-shot things with Buzzwole. But Marcus can, because I know there's got to be enough items in his discard pile. Marcus usually keeps track. I can't really see what the dice says, the one that he normally uses to keep track. So we'll see. I'm not sure. So he smooths over. Gonna put a card on top, and he just sledgehammers, takes the knockout, goes down to 2 prizes. So he's up on prizes, so he's winning at this point. The trade of the 1 prizers. Whoever's up is usually who wins. It's really hard to... In this format, there's no comeback cards like N, so it is really hard to swing the game into your favor when you're losing, which personally I like. I feel like if you're winning, you shouldn't be punished for winning. But that's like a personal... Like, not everybody feels that way. A lot of people are like, oh, I really wish I had N, because this is unfair. I can't make a comeback. But honestly, like... I don't know. Like... The only times I've lost games where I'm winning is because I brick, and the only, at some point, and the only times I, win a game I should have lost is because my opponent started bricking. And I feel like that's the way it should be. As opposed to, like, I'm just winning by far the entire game, and I, like, I 5-0 you, and then you play N, and then I lose, because my hand is a dead 1 card. Like, I don't like that. I don't think that's really fair. It's like I outplayed you, but I got punished because you played N. So that's my thoughts on that. It looks like we just see an energy attachment and a sledgehammer for 80. We see 1 Garb come down. Probably a rainbow energy attachment, I would assume, next. And there it is. Rainbow energy attachment. And there is a Guzma in the front of his hand, I see it. So he's definitely playing Guzma this turn. Because he doesn't want to just hit the Buzzwole that Moffitt has. He's got... Alright, so he Ultra Balls for another Garb. This is like super huge now for Marcus. So now he's going to smooth over. And he's probably going to put another Rainbow Energy on top. So now Marcus can Guzma up. I personally would do Cargo. Yep, Macargo. Alright, so that's good. So now that's going to get out of play. Marcus is going to go down to 1 prize, and the top card of his deck has to be a Rainbow Energy. So even if Moffitt takes the knock... Yeah, so he sees. He's like, yeah. He's like, you got it. Because he counted the rainbows in his discard pile. And he knew that there had to be another one in deck, so he just, like, flipped Marcus. So he's just like, yeah, you have the game. You win. And then he flips the top card of Marcus's deck over, and it's a rainbow. So there you go. That's that game. So I'm so tired. I don't even remember if that's game 2 or 3. That's how ridiculously tired I am right now. I think that's game 2. Right? Again, I've been up since 5 a.m. and it's now like 6 or something for me. Yeah, that was game 2. Let me just try to skip ahead slightly so that we don't have to watch all of the setup. Alright, so it looks like we're set up now. Moffitt starts Sneasel again, which is bad for him, but Marcus starts Trubbish, which is good for Moffitt. So the thing is that if Buzzwole was the thing that Marcus started, this would actually be really good for Marcus, because then he can just Sledgehammer that Sneasel on turn 1 and knock it out. I think it has 60 HP. If it has 70, he can just put Diancie into play, or Beast Energy down or something, and knock it out. So it's not hard at all. Moffitt Cynthia's puts down a Buzzwole, passes. That's not super good for him. That was not a lot. You can see it's starting to get to him that he's just not drawing too well right now. And again, those cameras, like, it's not like he's sweating because he's nervous or whatever, but like his face is like looking red because of the way the webcam is, on top of the fact that those lights are just super hot on that one side. So it looks like Marcus Nestballed for a Slugma, so he can stack his deck all nice and pretty. And he's going to Ultra Ball. Probably going to get Buzzwole? Maybe Oranguru? I think Buzzwole. That's pretty good. So that's what he wants. He wants to, like, energy switch right now, right? Take the knockout. That would be huge. Unfortunately, he has not even an energy attachment, so he just passes. Moffitt puts yet another Sneasel into play, Cynthia's. So he's going to draw another fresh hand of 6. That last Cynthia, all it got him was 2 Pokemon. So this Cynthia better be better for him. He's got to get like an energy. Weavile's not going to really do anything, unfortunately. Actually, so he can't even attack this turn. So that's huge. So it's not even that bad that Marcus didn't get an attack off because Nick can't get an attack off either. So here we go, Nest Ball for Slugma so that he can get Magcargo into play and do things in the near future. Shuffle in, shuffle in. Alright, and then he attaches a basic energy fighting type to his Buzzwole. The Buzz that is Swole. Passes. So that's really all Nick could do since he had to play Cynthia. Would have been better if he could have played Guzma, brought up the Slugma, and hit it. But unfortunately, he didn't have the energy. He didn't have the Guzma. So, or he just didn't have one of the two or something. I don't know. So he Cynthia's and just doesn't do much of anything. So he passes. Marcus immediately evolves into Magcargo, smooths over to put a good card on the top of his deck. He did Ultra Ball away an Acrobike on the last turn, so it's less likely that he has an Acrobike now. But if he does, that's pretty good. He does put the card sideways, so he does have Acrobike. So, and he discards Choice Band. Oh, it's so good. It's just so good. Gets the switch, and then plays Cynthia. So I think the switch is what he put on top of his deck. That seems like pretty obvious to me. Actually, I'm kind of curious. Was that base set switch or was that evolution switch? I don't know. I think I have base set switches myself. I like the base set switch. I just like how classic it looks. So Marcus got this nice Cynthia. He's hoping that he drew a energy card so he can attack with Buzzwole, which he does. Basic is the best one to attach as well. And he just blows that Sneasel up. Or no, does Sneasel have 70 HP? If it does, that's pretty huge. It does. Sneasel has 70 HP. Whew! Alright. So, Marcus, unfortunately, whiffed the Diancie, or Beast Energy, that he needed to take that knockout. Diancie would have been preferred. That way you can just save the Beast Energy for later. Nick's played 3 Cynthia. That's all he's done for supporters is 3 Cynthia. puts a second energy on Buzzwole. He's just ready to swing around, man. Swinging around town. There's Brady guy in the background. There. With the football man jersey. I don't know sports. It's a football jersey, right? I don't know. I legitimately just don't know. The sports ball, they kick the field basket into the goal post net, and then they score a touchdown something. I don't know. I don't know. Sports ball, yeah. You skinned a pig and make a ball that doesn't look like a ball out of it. Yeah. I play my Pokemon cards. That's my sport. Moffitt did, looks like he got the Macargo for the smooth over as well, so that's pretty good. Unfortunately, the Sneasel is finally going to die. 70 HP, that's really good. It's much better than I thought it was. So Marcus gets Baby Buzzwole into play. Looks like he's going to smooth over with his Macargo. What's he going to put into play? Yeah, what's he getting off of this? Let me think. You know, it'd be really good if you played like one Buzz GX right now. Played one Buzz GX and you Guzma'd, brought it up, knocked out that other, put Beast Energy on it, knocked out that other Sneasel, and then knocked out the other one, and then just took 2 prizes. That'd be pretty good. But then again, it would be bad because it's a 2-prizer. So, yep, just takes the knockout, gets another Trubbish into play as well. He gets a Rainbow Energy on the 1 Trubbish too, so that's actually really good. So now that's set up. Since Moffitt's behind, he's really gonna have to play an item to get set up. So having those Trubbishes like sitting there ready to go at any point is really strong. Moffitt has to go for another Sneasel. Unfortunately, the max damage output of the Weavile right now is 50, if it even does go into play. We see a Kukui, Energy, double heads with Diancie. So it's 8, 10, 2, 160. 160, right? 100, 120, 140, 160, yeah. Swung around for 160. He only needed to hit 1 heads. The Kukui and the Diancie helped the math enough to where he only needed 1 heads, but he hit double anyway. So that's actually pretty huge for him, especially if he doesn't have enough items to get 1 shot right now, because he can go and swing around and take another knockout after this too. All he needs is 1 heads and he can knock out a Garbodor. But since he hit double heads, it's more likely he can hit double tails now on this next turn, just with the laws of probability. But then again, it's also somewhat likely that he can hit just 1, so we'll see. So it looks like Marcus has a Diancie down now. Diancie is such a good card. Diancie Prism Star, letting you do 20 more with your fighting type Pokemans. Ultra powerful Pokemon card. Yo, I'm so cringy. I don't know. My friends love the cringe stuff. That's why I do it. It's just naturally how I am. I'm just weird. So if Marcus has a way to knock this Buzzwole out right now, like, Nick just loses, right? Like, he just straight up loses. He has nothing in play to do anything with. So it looks like Marcus lilies for 1 to draw into the thing that he smoothed over. He's going to Rescue Stretcher, the Buzzwole, and pass. So I think maybe he got the Rescue Stretcher with the smooth over then. Like, I don't know what else you do. I don't know. This is not looking super hot for him right now. Looks like Nick's gonna escape rope. Now, why is he not just taking the knockout while he has the ability to? I think he wants. Okay, so he wants to force Marcus to put that Trubbish up. Oh, he wants to take out the Diancie. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I would want to take out the... Oh, I see. Because Marcus... I think he wanted to take out the... I think he doesn't have an energy in his hand, but he wanted to take out the Trubbish with the energy. So since he played the escape rope, Marcus knows that he probably has Guzma in his hand. So he put up the one with the Trubbish with the energy on it, so that it wouldn't be Guzma'd up, because now Moffitt has to Guzma to switch. So Diancie is the next best thing to knock out in this situation right now, because that limits the math. It would be nice to take out the Sledgehammers out of play, so that because it's the 4 prize turn now, but unfortunately there's 2 of them in play, so there's no way around it, so you might as well just leave them both in play and get rid of the Diancie, so I like that. Although I also would have liked getting rid of the Macargo to get rid of the Smooth Over, but leaving it there leaves an ability in play for Weavile, but if there's only 50 damage worth of abilities in play for the Weavile to play with, I don't even think it's even worth attempting to attack with the Weavile. So I think you just take out the Macargo and get rid of the option of Marcus drawing good cards every time that he wants to. So I personally disagree a little bit with the Diancie. I would have gone for the Macargo. Plus, then you wouldn't have to flip any heads to take the knockout, too. So it's also less risky. But then again, you do want damage out of play. So, I don't know. So it looks like Marcus is forced to Beast Energy that Buzzwole, but he does get the one shot with the Sledgehammer. So now they're both tied on prizes. Nick really needs Buzzwole and a way to switch it active with an energy. Does he even have any of that? So it looks like he's going to Ultra Ball. So he does have the Oranguru, right? With the 2-card hand. If he already has an energy or the switch, he can just get the other card with the Smooth Over and instruct into it. Unfortunately, I'm having a feeling he's probably not going to get it. I'm not sure, though. That's a really big loss for him, though. That one Buzzwole put in all of the work so far this game, and then it's just gone in an instant because Sledgehammer is just such a good attack. It's just so good. Card is so overpowered. Alright, so it looks like he's smoothing over now, getting his card. Yep, looks like Chris's match is over in the background. I didn't even notice until just now. So, all the judges are watching this game. Not even sure what you do if you don't get Guzma energy. Yeah, so he has Guzma, but he doesn't have energy. So he's going to Lily. And he's going to let that thing die. That's really unfortunate. He really needed to... Yeah, he really needed to Sledgehammer again this turn. Knock out that Trubbish with the energy on it. See, I think that's why I like taking out the Macargo. But, however, then you don't take out the Macargo, and then this Beast Energy went down. This Buzzwole's hitting for 80. With, so, I mean, now you've removed the 2-shot Sledgehammer from play while leaving the ability to stack the deck. So I don't know. It's like either way it could go. So he's just going to attach a unit energy to his bench and he's going to pass. Would have really liked to see him take a Sledgehammer knockout on that Trubbish with the energy. But unfortunately, just literally wasn't in the cards for him. Ha ha ha. Puns. Yeah, you can see. Nick's not looking too happy right now. He knows that he's just not drawing well enough. Even with the Macargo in play, he's just asking for too much. Just because of the fact that the Weavile just doesn't do anything for him. So it's like playing with a handicap. Because the Garbodor is doing all sorts of things for Marcus, but the Weavile is just doing nothing this game for Nick. So there we go. Marcus is using Smooth Over yet again. Smooth Over, probably one of the best abilities in the game right now. We see Acrobike discarding Shrine. That's another perfect card to discard if it's not Choice Band. Actually, Shrine is better to discard than Choice Band, because Choice Band you can at least put down on a bench Pokemon. Marcus just Guzma, knocks out Macargo. Nick's still on 4 prizes, and that's the game. Nick's just like, at this point, I realize that I just lose, so I'm just not even going to attempt playing it out anymore. Maybe they were on turns of time. I'm not quite sure how far we are into the match right now. So let's see, we're at about 8 hours and 30 minutes into the tournament. And they started game 1 around 7:45. So that is, yeah, that's about 40. Yeah, it's about 45 minutes. Yeah, about 45 minutes. So I still think that that they still had 5 more minutes to play. So I don't really like. I wouldn't just scoop like that. I would still at least try to play it out until I have no hope. Like I scoop early if it's not game 3, but if it's game 3, I never scoop. Or if it's game 2 and I lost game 1, I never scoop. Like, you have to play it out until it's done. So anyway, guys, that's going to be it for that match. As you can see, it's Chris versus Marcus in the finals. So I'll see you guys then.